what you started seemed to be coming out of my skin. And look what you've forgotten here. Bandages just don't keep me in. But when it was over, I woke up alone. And when it was over, I woke up alone. Where they cut me to ribbons and taught me to drive. I got your name tattooed inside of my arms. And I called for my father, but my father had died. Well, you told me fortunes in American slang. And look at the damage. Fortunes came for the richer men. And we're left with gallows, just waiting on us liars to come down and hang. And when it was over, I woke up alone. And when it was over, I woke up alone. And they cut me to ribbons and taught me to drive. I got your name tattooed inside of my arms. And I called for my father, but my father had died. Well, you told me fortunes in American slang. Here's where we died that time last year, and where the angels and devils meet. And you can dance with the queen if you need, and she will always keep your cards close to her heart. Before they tear you apart, and they cut me to ribbons and taught me to drive. Got your name tattooed inside of my arm. And we called for our fathers, but our fathers have died. Now we call for our fathers, and our fathers have died. Well, you told me fortunes in American slang. You sold us fortunes in American slang. The song's called The Queen of Lower Chelsea. You grow up lonesome, one of a kind, and we records all you had to pass the time. Maybe you were taken by the mysteries in New Orleans, or the uptight rowdy girls from Lower Chelsea. And we hustle in London, but we live in the city, and we keep it down when we take a beating. So we keep it down with the radio on. If you found a good man, don't take him home. When you're working full time, spending all of your nights, never dancing like you did. If the gravity hangs on all the selling points you had, you should've stayed and been the queen of Lower Chelsea. You grow up a good girl, daddy's pride. You make all the right moves, take all the right drugs right on time. American girls, they want the whole world. They want every last little light in New York City. But we hustle in London, and we're fast asleep, and we keep it down when we take a beating. So we keep it down with the radio on. And if you found a good man, don't take him home. When you're working full time and spending all of your nights never dancing like you did. When the gravity hangs on all the selling points you had, you should have stayed and been the queen of Lower Chelsea, where they say these days nothing comes cheap, and everything has a price. Everyone has a price. Nothing is free, not even me. When you're working full time, spending all of your nights never dancing like you did. When the gravity hangs and all the selling points you had, you should have stayed and been the queen. Well, thou die, I shall die, and there they shall bury me. Well, thou die, I shall die, and there they shall bury me. When you're working full time, spending all of your nights never dancing like you used to. When the gravity hangs on all the selling points you had, you should have stayed and been the queen, Lower Chelsea.
It's 90.3 KEXP Seattle, 91.5 Radio New York, and KEXP.org worldwide. We are at the Cutting Room Studios in New York, and not in our usual studio. We're down in Studio B, a nice little setting for the acoustic performances, which we're getting today from Brian Fallon of Gaslight Anthem. How are you, Brian?
I'm good. How are you?
It's good to see you again.
Yeah, it's been a while.
It has been a while. Probably almost 2 years, I would guess.
Yeah.
Since the last record, am I correct?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it was right when we finished it.
It's a sort of an unanswerable question, but how you been the last 2 years?
I've been well. I've been busy.
Yeah, it
running
sounds
around.
like it.
Put a lot of miles on me. I think I got some crow's feet on my eyes now.
Yeah.
Lines on my face.
It's been nonstop for you, haven't you?
Yeah.
Hasn't it?
Mm-hmm.
And it's just, for you in records, I guess it almost wouldn't matter. You're going to be out touring no matter what's going on.
I can't really. I think that's just kind of the traveler's life that I really like. I like moving around a lot.
And you have a new record coming out in June.
Mm-hmm.
And I've heard it. It's very, very good.
Oh, awesome! Thank you.
And it's also interesting. And I was mentioning this earlier to someone that I've had a couple of bands that who've played with you or seen you, and you get mentioned a lot by other bands. A lot of respect from other musicians for your live shows, which always is very telling. Yeah, and I think bands are. Who did I have on? And they said, I think it was my friends in Pela. I think they said.
Oh my goodness, that band is incredible.
Yeah, they said, man, usually we were able to blow people off the stage, but man, that band, we could not. They blew us off the stage. And that's saying a lot from those guys.
They're really, really, really good songwriters. I got that record, and I don't know, that record hit me like I think not a lot have, in recent times.
Yeah, you're not alone.
It's good.
Yeah.
The Trouble with River Cities is my favorite song.
Yeah, and they are working on getting out some material that they had recorded too. So
awesome.
There'll be more, hopefully soon. Speaking of your record, it's out in June. And again, it's a lot of storytelling from you, and that's one of the reasons I'm a fan.
Yeah.
Is your storytelling, and the response to the stories have been good. What are the stories this time around? What is the record about really?
Well, this time it's more about our lives directly. It's kind of shrouded in any kind of mystery or like nostalgia or anything like that. It's about now, and it's about what I see every day and kind of the things that have developed. I think I'm at the point in my life where you kind of start to look and see
what has happened to me and what does that mean for the rest of my life, and you
Right.
make your definitions around this age, and that's what the record's about. It's about kind of discovering yourselves, and it's almost like a diary.
It's very personal.
Yeah, extremely.
Does it touch on anything else going on around the world outside of your peripheral, the things you witness outside of your day-to-day in environment? And
inadvertently, like
Yeah.
the topics I think are pretty universal. I mean, there's like the topics of that. I find that most people I know don't have both parents. You know, there's a lot of that, and there's a lot of that struggle, like that proving yourself kind of to your father thing that boys tend to have.
Yeah.
And I'm assuming that girls can relate to that in a sense too, because there's people that they try to prove themselves to as well. But those are very universal, and I thought that was an American thing. I thought that like the divorce rate being ridiculous was just like and it's not. That's everyone, and
Yeah.
I found that out. And I almost didn't realize that it was a universal thing until after I saw it, and then I was like, wow, happens everywhere.
Is there anything so personal you don't think you could write about it or sing about it? Have you run into that yet? Because it seems those are pretty personal songs.
I thought that this record was something I didn't want to touch on, and I
Yeah.
thought especially like songs like American Slang or We Did It When We Were Young or Bring It On especially. I didn't want to touch on that,
Wow.
but I didn't have a choice at the point that I was in my life. I just didn't. There was nothing else. I couldn't tell you any more stories about things that, were kind of not fantasy because all that stuff had happened, but I was very free with the details, and kind of alluded to things rather than saying them. And this time I just said them, and I kind of, when we wrapped up the record, I was just like, I don't know what's going to happen to me now. I don't know if this is good or bad, but it was just necessary.
Have you tried to write the song that has nothing to do with you and it just has failed?
I can't. I don't think I could. I was thinking about that very recently, because I'm in this habit of I keep writing all the time, and I was listening to the Times They Are Changing.
Yeah.
I was like, I wonder if I could write a song like that, like about humanity. That's not necessarily. I mean, I don't think Bob Dylan ever kind of had some of those experiences that he wrote about, but he was so in touch with the human condition that he understood it more than the people probably going through it.
Yeah, what was amazing about him is he took from so many other artists too.
Yeah.
And without
Incredible.
Yeah, it really was as a
How did he
songwriter.
not get busted for that?
I don't think you could do that now.
No.
Maybe
like,
you could.
I have a picture of Woody Guthrie and him when he's like 18. But you know what? He's 18 though. We'll give him some slack.
Right.
18 and writes The Times They Are Changing. Yeah, thanks, Bob. that bar is pretty high.
One more reason I'm glad I'm not a musician.
No, me
I
neither.
don't wanna
But
deal
I'll
with
tell
that.
you what, though, his son blew him away. Never had a record sell like that one Wallflowers record.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Yeah,
How about
is true,
that?
isn't it? Yeah. Well, Dylan was finally
Coming
number
from the
one
underdog.
within, the last one of the records recently.
Yeah.
But I think that had more to do with sales in general being lower. So
Yeah,
it
but
could
Bringing
be.
Down the Horse was like ridiculously, successful.
Yeah, you're right.
He must be like,
He's very
sorry,
proud.
Jacob. You got me.
You have dates coming up we want to mention as well. There's hopefully a Seattle date in the fall, I've heard. But a lot of festivals.
Yeah.
And are you a big fan of the big festivals? Are you?
I like the festivals to see other bands.
Yeah?
I saw Nick Cave for the first time at a festival in England.
Yeah.
And that's kind of why it's cool.
Yeah.
And we're going to get to play with Pearl Jam, which is,
Nice.
in London.
Oh, cool.
So that's cool. And, you get to, like, watch them from, like, a good spot, And I couldn't get tickets like that. I don't have enough pull yet. But that's the thing about festivals.
Yeah, it's a good answer. Well, we look forward to seeing you hopefully in the Seattle area. And you are playing New York as well, night of the record release,
Yeah.
correct? June 15th is when the new record
Yeah.
comes out. And thank you again for coming in.
Thank you
Good to
very
see
much
you.
for having me
And
back
good luck with
again.
the record, of course. You're always welcome here.
Thank you so much.
It's 90.3 KEXP Seattle, 91.5 in New York, and KEXP.org.
This song's called Boxer.
You got your pride and your pros tucked like a Tommy gun somewhere in the smoke. Just in case you needed some, I heard it's been a ride rougher than the last one. But once you used to say, boys, the harder they come. But he says he just doesn't miss her. And he says he's praying for a good time. And I've heard you never really lose it. Well, do ya? You took it all gracefully on the chin, and knowing that the beating had to someday end. And you found the bandages inside the pen, and the stitches on the radio, and there was something heavy holding you down. And there were whispers that would drive you crazy until you haunt the heart of this town. Remember when I knew a box of my baby? And your tattooed knuckles know how they grind down. Try to be a man, tough like your father, and try to settle down more like a calm down. Remember them songs and the reasons we were singing for it, but you say you just don't miss her, and you said it's somewhere in your framework, and I've heard you never really lose it, do you? Well, do you? You took it all gracefully on the chin, and knowing that the beating's gotta someday end, and you found the bandages inside the pen and the stitches on the radio, and there was something heavy holding you down, and there were whispers that were driving you crazy. Now you're on the heart of this town. Remember when I knew a box and you could wait all night long until it all goes wrong, and you waste away your soul, and you just wait, wait, wait. You took it all gracefully on the chin, you knowing that the beating had to someday end, and you found the bandages inside the pen, and there were stitches on the radio, and there was something heavy holding you down, and there were whispers that were driving you straight up crazy. Now you're on the heart of this town. So remember when I knew a boxer, baby. Hey, 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 hey. Remember when I knew a boxer, baby. Okay, this is a song by a band that I found in Canada called Lightning Dust, and the song's called Antonia Jane on their album Infinite Light. And they're, I think, kind of a young band, and they're members of that band Black Mountain, but this song kind of struck me very, very hard when I first heard it, and discovered it completely by accident, and that's why you should check iTunes Indies on Tuesdays, because you'll never know what you find. So this song's called Antonia Jane. Did you ever come close to home, riding the tide of a silver line, maybe dress them up in ribbons and bows, and never fall back into the one you love, pickpocket lady with a mind on you. She'll break 1,000,000 hearts until she makes it through, but I declare a war on you. Someday soon, you hide beneath the border skies and lay down ditches in the side of the road. Be careful you don't look too close. Lazy hairlines who get fed to the wolves. So rally up the soldiers, there's a war to win. If hearts can't be in line, then I can't let him in. But I would give it all to you. Someday soon, someday soon. Bury all your silver and gold, rivers with stitches in the side of the road, and bury all your silver and gold. And we can walk to the top and lay down at it all. What happens when this feeling's gone? You lift the love angel with the wings cut off. Some parents tell their children that's no way to live, so we capture what we're after, leave the rest to them. But Antonia Jane will rise again, and Antonia Jane will rise again. tide of a silver line, maybe dress them up in ribbons and bows, and never fall back into the one you love. And Tonya Jane will rise again.